Hey everybody, this is Dr. J and Kamal streaming live from Long Island, New York. How you doing, Kamal?
Good, good. Was a
Yeah,
brutal Friday.
brutal Friday, but not unexpected. On Thursday, we said we kind of warned that we would do for a little pullback. We got it.
There he is.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm all right. No
So, do
complaints.
you think we're going to get the full 5% that I prognosticated on Thursday? They're back down to Spider's SPY 393. Or do you think
Um,
it'd be
Well,
less severe?
I
I
think it's less severe.
something's telling me that that whatever correction everybody's looking for, we made it just skirted it.
I mean, it's not unreasonable after running up 20% off the lows to pull back 5%. It's not at all unreasonable.
Nope.
I don't want to see any pullback,
Exactly.
but that's what I'm thinking is
I mean,
quite
you've been
possible.
calling the bottom the last time when there was such an underreaction to
Yeah, look, I
what
mean,
do you have to say?
what is Andrew asking? Let's see what Andrew wants. I don't trust anything right now. I think Andrew, I think we're ripe for a pullback. So I'm not in the buying mood, right? Just today or for now. So I don't know. Buy at your own risk. I think timing wise, you might wait for a little pullback to buy. That would be my opinion. Whatever it is you want to buy.
All
Yeah,
right.
Andrew's smart. He's instead of just sitting with CTICs, going in and out, trying to make a few bucks. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I want to look at? I want to look at my portfolio and just to see the percentage of each the top 10, let's say, how they're doing. I want to look at all of our picks again, and I want to look at the spider chart and the XBI chart. That's what I have in mind for today.
Okay.
Cabinet guy, you know where he's from? Anybody know where he's from?
Green
He's
Mountain,
from the
something like that.
Green Mountain State. Athesis, it was getting too high, I guess. What did it hit? 195 or so? I don't know where it closed. Did it run up again? I saw it at 170. I don't. I didn't look at the finishing number and the end of day numbers.
Yes.
Peter's from Vermont.
Vermont.
Well,
Well, Pete knows. Pete knows everything.
Peter's from the Green Mountain State of Vermont, along with Cabinet Guy. Two of our regulars are from Vermont, and three of our
So, Dr.
regulars
J,
are
the spice is
from
still
Long
within that
Island, New York.
right?
Hmm. Was that come on? Come on. Did you have something to say?
Oh, it
I
finished.
said
It gave
we're still
back
within that channel, the upward
151.
channel on the SPY.
Yes.
Microsoft
I'm
for
looking at it.
Chris. Chris is a St. Louis Cardinal fan. He gets his wish.
Philly too. Fly
I
Eagles.
guess we are rooting for the Eagles.
Fly Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Yeah, we should do a future New York meetup. Maybe I'll make a barbecue in my backyard.
That'd be fun.
Ah, all right. Let's see what's going on here. You know, it'd be more inclined to do that if we had something to celebrate, like Athos is
Exactly.
like Athos is going to
When Saba breaks 100.
Athos is going to 100.
This is going to 100. Sure.
Pete, why? What are you doing rooting for the Vikings? Come on.
All right. I like the Vikings too. But
Yeah, but why root for the Vikings? Like Fran Tarkenton?
Fran Tarkington. That's right. Well, that's when I like the Vikings.
Yeah. All right, so let's share screen.
Yeah, purple. It's funny.
All right. What do you want to look at first?
Might as well look at the spiders for Kamal to see if he's still
So
in
the,
his.
the site looks like it's still within the channel, right? The upper,
You want to look at the spiders first?
Yes.
SPYOK. Instead of the spiders, I'll look at the SPY. That's what we usually look at. All right, so it ended the day up. They liked what Chairman Powell had to say today. Why up? Anybody know why? I haven't been paying attention today. I've been AWOL.
Well, Powell was sort of dovish hawkish again. You know, he had to respond to all the the whole employee numbers from Friday,
Uh-huh.
and so he said, well, all right, so inflation's still a thing, and we have a growing job market and a great looking economy, but he wasn't really, he wasn't talking about his 25 is a mistake. He might. The only thing is that maybe he'd have to stay tight for longer, and people didn't really overreact to it.
All right, so it was the absence of a crazy Powell that calmed the markets. They were scared of another Jackson Hole type speech. Trying to shut my heater. Shut. Come on, thing's broken. It gets too hot, too cold, too hot, too cold. There you go.
Dr. J, are we still in that panel? Can you hear me?
Am I still in what? You're talking about
Are
the
we still in
SPY?
the upward channel on the spot?
Yeah, it looks like it. Sure looks like it. I think it could easily come down to the 50, let's say, or the 200 even, on a little retreat. If it retreats to the 50, that would take us down to 395. Somehow I think it's heading there. I hate to be a little bit pessimistic, but I am. I think after this big run up, 5% down is realistic, not unreasonable, and I think it would be healthy actually. Of course, if it wants to go straight up for 10 months, that's okay with me too.
Yeah, you won't complain.
No. Nicely in the channel, Kamal. We're at the upper end of the channel. So let's say it comes back down to the bottom end of the channel, all right? That would take us much higher, like 402. This is possible also. I'm going to draw that in. It doesn't have to go all the way to the 50. You like that better? Kamal, you like that
Much
better?
better.
Much better.
Yes.
Maybe right around here, 405, 404.92. I see a pullback to this area, or maybe a little worse, down to the 50 moving average, right about 395. Maybe somewhere between that, 395 and 405, a little pullback. I don't think we're done, with although It's hard to say. It's been hanging around the mid to upper part of the channel much more than it's been lingering at the bottom end of the channel. Very strong, for the very strong looking chart. Extremely strong.
Even today's candle looked really nice.
Beautiful candle. It's hard to be pessimistic when you look at this chart. I mean, it rarely goes below the middle of the channel. So we're at the top of the channel now. Maybe it comes back down to the middle. It's still only about 409. It looks very, very, very strong, Kamal. And
Yeah.
we gave all the reasons why we think we're in the bull market, right? 20% move up to 418. We had that. 50 crossing the 200. We got that. And the 50 is curling up even. I want to see the 200 straighten out a little bit more, maybe curve up. And we broke the triple top here at 410. We closed above the 200 for many days. We broke through the Fibonacci reach 38.2. What else? 20% off the lows I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Along that big downtrend line, this crazy line, we passed that easily. So I mean that was a descending trend line from January, the whole year, January 2022.
Right.
Like that was like 12 and a half months, that descending trend line. So there's so many technicals that say up. Of course, there's also indicators that say down. You know that. I don't have to remind you. The inverted yield curve is being inverted for quite so long, and I don't know what others. I don't like.
The war's not over yet. That's why.
What's that?
The war is not over yet.
The war is not over. Who knows? I mean, we got balloons flying over our heads. We shot down the balloon, right? And people are crying. People are crying why we didn't shoot it down quicker.
Please.
I don't see what difference it makes. All right. So, by the way, I don't think that the Chinese is a threat. I think it's just normal spy stuff, typical. I don't think they're going into Taiwan. I'm not worried about that. I think the only geopolitical event of consequence is happening in Ukraine. That's what I think. And hopefully that'll get resolved in a peaceful manner soon. Put this war to rest.
I think it will happen this summer.
I hope so, Kamal. Earlier the better.
I agree.
Earlier the better.
I mean, he was banking on a very severe winter so he could, use the gas card. But we've had such a mild winter. I mean, I've never seen this kind of winter before.
I understand it's pretty cold in Germany right now. So it's starting to hit. We're going to get some weather too in the Northeast. It's going to happen sooner or later. We're not going to escape like this, I don't think, without a single snow.
Yeah, it's been very mild.
What happened to Athesis? It collapsed? Yeah, Dallas.
Tell with that curve, but with that, you have to zoom in.
I wouldn't call it a collapse, Pete. Just normal thin trading for Athesis. Maybe not so thin. Pretty big red bar on the volume. But it's still normal kind of trading. I wouldn't be overly concerned about the volatility of a thinly traded penny stock. That's what we're talking about. So Would I have liked to have sold my shares at $1.95? I actually thought about it this morning, but I didn't do it. Gave it some thought. Figured could buy it back cheaper, but I didn't play that game.
Cabinet guy wants to know about NWBO.
That's another interesting one. I haven't sold any. I have a lot of it. It doesn't seem to want to go up. It's under constant short attack. In fact, they're suing the shorts. I never heard of that before. Did you ever hear of that?
Suing the shorts?
Suing the shorts for deflating the price of the stock artificially.
Oh, please.
There's a lawsuit that the company filed. I never heard of such a thing, but I guess they must have the case, or they wouldn't be doing it.
Nah, you never know.
It's starting to show some signs of life the last few days, right? Even though today was a yucky candle, the last 2 days were pretty good, and we made a pretty solid high today. The high that we haven't seen in 3-4 weeks. So it's showing a little signs. I would hold it. I am holding it. My shares. I am not selling. I think there's a lot of play going on. While we're waiting. We're waiting for news from the FDA, I guess, or the company, whatever. I don't know what we're waiting for, but I'm waiting along with everybody else. I think the underperformance relative to the rest of biotech, I could live with it. It's not drastic. I think I'm down 1 or 2% from the beginning of the year, which is really nothing. I'm going to show everybody where I am from the beginning of the year for every stock in my portfolio, on a relative basis, on a percentage basis. Meanwhile, the XBI is showing good, a very nice, healthy channel, right, Kamal? Healthy channel on the XBI. $90, looking good. Nice trend line. It's showing life. Biotech is getting a place to be this year. I think it's a place to be.
I believe it.
For a couple of years, it's not been the place to be. But I think this is going to be the year for biotech. In particular, gene editing stocks, maybe mRNA stocks. Maybe Alzheimer's stocks. I think it's going to be a good year all around. So XBI
Way less drugs.
XBI is blowing out the old resistance, and it's making solid move up. Looks very strong. The XBI. The 50 is above the 100, is above the 200. How many charts do you see like that? Where the 50 is above the 100, is above the 200. I don't see too many.
None last year.
Yeah, I don't see too many. So it's looking really, really, really nice. The XBI is reinforcing my belief in biotech this year. Place to be. CRISPR leading the way on the gene editing stocks. You really take a quick peek at CRISPR. I love CRISPR. CRISP. All right, today it didn't do much. It was flat. But I think it's going to test the high from 11.15 of 64.22. So I really like CRISPR to go up another 10 points here. And I don't think there should be much resistance. I think it should get that done right up to that level over there, 64.23. It looks good to me. Nice upward channel right now. I don't feel like drawing it, but it's there. Want to see some curvature in this 50-day moving average. I want to see it turn up, head towards that 100-day. I think this one could get to 100 by the end of the year. High hopes for CRISPR. First stop, $65. All right.
NVIDIA, could you go over NVIDIA, please?
Sure. Of all the chip stocks, I like that the best. It's the only one I own.
Yeah, I have a lot of it.
I don't have a lot of it, but I have enough of it. Like you don't have to have a lot of it to have a lot of it. It's $221 a share.
Yeah.
Beautiful chart, isn't this? It's very pretty chart, isn't it, Kamal?
Yes, I think the next resistance is going to be 231.
Let's see.
Click on the 2-year chart.
Well, I just say I could see enough. From where we are now, there's resistance just above, right about 223, 224. It takes that out. I think you're going to see a gap fill up here. The way it's going, I think that'll happen, 395. I think the gap fill is at 395. Is that right?
295.
Lost track of where I am. No, the gap fill is at this number, 259. I like NVIDIA to 259. Fill the gap. NVIDIA is just so hot right now. Of course, if you don't have a position in it, it's tough to go in. You figure it might pull back a little. So that's the problem. If you have a position, you can always add a little bit more without killing your average. That's what I tend to do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Buy high, sell higher.
Yeah. Buy high, but don't buy a lot high. Don't kill your average. All right. Amazon was Andrew's question. I don't know what to make out of Amazon with the antitrust suit. Probably not meaningless. I like Amazon. From the beginning of the year, I said 150, right? I'll stick to that forecast. Not
Yeah, why
without
not?
further ado. Big move up for Amazon. 150 would be 3,000, right? Or maybe I said 140, which would have been 2,800. I don't remember what I said. Might have said 140. Either way, I wanted to look at my Drive, Google Drive, so I can pull something up from there. Where am I? Google Drive. All right, this is where I am with most. I have 47 stocks in my portfolio. And since the beginning of the year, the three best performers are Penny Bios, VAXX, DMTK, and ATHX. And after that comes the cryptos, right? Marathon, Coin, and MicroStrategy, and Ethereum. Then comes Tesla, 66%. What a move for Tesla. Arenia Pharmaceuticals has a big pop as well. And Meta. And Vuzi with a big move. And NVIDIA, 50%. There it is, Kamal. And GBTC, the Bitcoin Trust, and Innovis. Look at the move Innovis made from the beginning of the year, 38%. That's not nothing. CRISPR, 35%. One of my bigger holdings. So I'm pretty happy with where I stand from the beginning of the year. Amneal Pharmaceutical popping, 31%. LAC is Lithium of America, up 34%. This is from the beginning of the year, from the open at January 3rd, not the close on December 31st. Those numbers would look even better. But these numbers look pretty damn good. Let's see how many I have that are negative. My negativity is 3 stocks: Walmart, Northwest Bio, and BCRX. Should I get rid of those 3? Nah.
No.
There's no reason to sell Walmart. I think BCRX will slowly creep back, and Northwest Bio is an interesting enough to hold. So I'm not selling anything. All I've been doing pretty much all year, outside of a little BCRX that I did take off the top, is holding and adding. I've been adding, taking out new positions. My new positions are not in here, not in this list. My new positions were, since the beginning of the year, I think, ARDX. What else is new? Chewy. I added a few things. Chewy and what else? Can't remember. But this is really nice. I'm happy with my portfolio since the beginning of the year. Bank of America even up 10%. Microsoft up 10%. We're going to chart Microsoft. Spider's up 8% from the beginning of the year. The Qs are up 15%. That's some move when you stop and think about it for an index, right? I don't own XBI. Do not. I mean, well, most everything I own is in this list, except for those few stocks that I added since the beginning of the year. So I'm being totally transparent. Is that the word?
Yep.
With my portfolio. You could look at it. This is not an order of the most shares. This is not an order of valuation. My highest valuation is Amazon, up 19.48%. I have more of that than anything else. All right, anyway, so it's not in order according to valuation. It's an order according to move up. Also of interest might be all of our picks, see how we're doing, What do you think?
Might as well. You have some time.
Yeah.
Do you have the Google Sheet, or do you have to go through the website for it?
I'll go through the website, but
because we still got somehow you got to make that window bigger if you know how to do that.
I'm very bad at web design. I'm lucky I was able to do what I did. That was major effort, a lot of clicking.
Well, talk to Dr. Omar.
He's not a big web designer either, I don't think.
I'm sure he knows 1 or 2 parameters.
He's an algorithms guy. Like Al Gore, an Al Gore
algorithm.
Al Gore, he invented the internet.
With an algorithm, right?
No, with an algorithm. And also Al Gore is taking credit for advances in AI because the AI looks like Al.
There you go.
It looks like Al. All right, so I wanted to chart Microsoft. Chris wanted Microsoft. We're not letting Chris be disappointed here. Finally broke out today. About time. Look, Microsoft is the champion of AI. They're backing OpenAI to the tune of $10 billion. If you think AI is going to be good, Microsoft's going to be good. Microsoft.
They're good in BI, so they should be good at AI.
I don't know why Microsoft is not up more from the beginning of the year.
I've been wondering that for the last 5 years, actually.
Yeah. But I definitely like Microsoft. I own a little bit. I don't own a lot, but I like it. I might add to it. I mean, the chart clearly broke
You said it, Pete.
100, and it clearly broke the old high. It looks like it should go up until it probably without much problem fill this gap here. Let me draw that gap and fill in. Those gap fills are like magnets. I never seen anything like it. They must be filled. 285. I see 285 for Microsoft. All right. Should we do the website? Top page of the website.
Yeah, you can do it real quick.
All right. Is it too late?
Well, we hit our 30.
All right, then we'll stop. I don't want to go push
He's
beyond.
investing in EIAIO.
I don't want to push beyond
Big robotics.
our legal limits.
Yes, exactly. We don't want people to get bored with us.
Yeah, I'm bored with myself. So, do you know why people? We used to get 1,000 people a day. Now we get 200 people a day. What's wrong with us? What are we doing wrong?
I told you, COVID's over.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, maybe I'm just getting old and senile, and people realize it. Or they don't like, maybe they don't like me because I shake.
It's the quality, not the quantity.
Yeah, maybe because of shaking. I don't know. Well, maybe it's
not it.
competition. Meet Kevin. Everyone watches Meet Kevin. And
Kevin
Kramer.
can go himself.
They say, who should I watch? Dr. J, Professor Spike, and Kamal, or Jim Kramer, or Meet Kevin? Maybe we don't win. Do you think?
Well, I'm not. I'm not
But
gonna
you
work.
know, I'm not taking anything away from Meet Kevin and Kramer, but they're not even close to us. You know.
Oh, in terms of the quality of the experience.
Of
I agree.
course, of course.
No, I agree.
The UI UX or whatever you call it. We got them trimmed, beat all the way. Meanwhile,
I'm very funny, Pete. I like that.
Meanwhile, I'm not getting back into the studio for some reason.
All right.
I'm back in almost. And I'm in twice.
Probably in twice, yes.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they don't watch me. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But in case,
So nice to have to hear him twice.
in case you're one of the few loyal fans that do watch, why do we have an app? Because I'm in twice.
I'm seeing double now.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Do
Maybe
not pay attention to the guy behind the
maybe
curtain.
we should say goodnight, everybody.
Very good, Pete. You are in a roll.
Maybe
Good
we
night.
should say goodnight, everybody.
Good night,
Please
Mr. Talbot,
subscribe,
wherever you are.
subscribe. Adios.
You heard it from the men.
It was good night. Bye, everyone.